Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Analyst says XRP is cooking something, predicts next move. Okay guys, let's get into it. Okay, so look, I'll be completely honest with you. I haven't even read this article. I just wanted to kind of have a talk with my my current thoughts with where I'm at with all this stuff that's happened within the market, and just tell you just where I stand with all this, because I'm at a bit of a crossroads here, if I'll be completely honest with you. So obviously we had the huge liquidation event. I've covered 2 videos in regards to that. Obviously my first initial thoughts that concluded that there was insider trading going on, and then another video further down the line which also kind of to me showed that there was potential exchanges who were taking part in the manipulation as well to wipe out all of the leverage that was in the market. And so, you know, we've got here analysts saying that something's coming for XRP. And, you know, I'll say this, like the majority of analysts who I do follow are saying basically that, yeah, like this is, the worst is over and we're getting ready for the big shift up again now. So I'll say this, look, Blockchain Backer is the only person who I follow who seems unsure. He's kind of saying the market is actually showing bearish signals at the moment. But he is saying himself he's not 100% certain. He's saying, you know, if the market could start getting back to where it was, then he thinks there's a chance that we could go past this and be absolutely fine. But he's saying at the moment with how it is, he's not so sure. So this is my thing at this point, where I'm at. I'm not so sure how much I can trust chart analysis anymore. And that's not because of the chart analysts. It's because of what happened, right? So what I said before about Blockchain Backer, right? He said, you know, I feel like there's a bit of concern within the market. I'm taking 50% cash out, which I think was a sensible decision. I had no issue with that. A lot of people chastised him for it. I thought that was silly, in all honesty. But the thing was, you know, we had this huge liquidation event, and then, you know, Blockchain Backer was saying this is what he was worrying about. Now, look, the way I see it in this, and this is no disrespect to Blockchain Backer, because I actually do think he's a good analyst, although he has made wrong calls in the past. I've seen him make right calls as well. I don't think this is something that you could have accounted for because it was manipulated, right? Like, the charts are not going to tell you that Donald Trump is going to come and manipulate the markets and have someone do insider trading to make hundreds of millions of dollars. That's not something the charts are going to tell you. So while I do think what Blockchain Backer did was smart, I don't think this is something I can give full credit to Blockchain Backer for. Now, I still think it was good that he was worried and took some profit out, because clearly something did happen. But I don't think this is something that the charts would have told him. Because what I'm saying is, if let's just say Donald Trump hadn't have posted the news that he did, would we have seen a drop of that magnitude? And I think the answer is probably not, right? So to me, I don't look at this as, hey, there was a right call that was made here. I think it was a smart move to play in terms of just taking some profit. But I don't give Blockchain Backer that one, if I'll be honest with you. And that's not to knock him at all. And this is where my problem comes in now, because obviously what's happening is a lot of chart analysts are looking at the charts and they're saying, hey, yeah, we're getting ready for another move up. But this is where my conundrum is. And I'll say this before I get into it. I'm not a chart analyst. So this might be something where a chart analyst, you know, with experience, I've got a friend who I speak to and he's a chart analyst, so maybe he can school me on this. Like, maybe I don't know this and maybe this can be explained to me to kind of alleviate my concerns. But it's like, what's the point in reading charts at this point? Because if Donald Trump can just come and manipulate the market as he sees fit, then what's the charts going to tell you anyway? Right? Like, let's just say, for example, an analyst says, I think within the next 2 months, we should see a rebound recovery of the markets. And then Donald Trump just thinks, hey, start putting leverage on long in the market. Everybody's worried. I'm going to say something to get the markets roaring again. And then, you know, Trump says, hey, we've got a trade deal with China and everything's fine again, everything's great. And then the markets start roaring within the next week because Trump just wanted to get some more profit and manipulate the market again, right? And then within that same, you know, week or so, he could say, hey, get ready to short it. I'm going to drop some more news that's going to make it shake up the market again, and then he could drop the market right back down. So I'm kind of at a point now where I don't know how worthwhile it is to look at charts, because it just feels like we're in a manipulated environment. And if that's the case, what are the charts going to be able to tell us? You know, because it kind of just feels like we're at the whim of Donald Trump right now. You know, it's like whatever he feels like doing at this point that's where we're going. Because make no mistake, before that whole huge liquidation event, Bitcoin had just hit $126,000. It was sitting pretty. It was looking like everything was ready to go. Then obviously we've had this huge flush out. And that was manipulated. And, you know, it's funny because I see a lot of analysts talking now, and they talk about the liquidation event and they're saying, oh, you know, this is where we're going and stuff. And it's like, the way some of these analysts are talking is like it was a natural thing, because they're like, oh, well, you know, we've had this liquidation event and yeah, this is bad. And, you know, we can't really account for this or whatever. Like the way they're talking is like, it's like it was just a normal thing, like it was a natural drop. And it's like, well, yeah, like we can't account for this stuff because this wasn't really supposed to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like this wasn't meant to be here. This whole crash has just completely come out of someone wanting to make money. So for me, it's like, what can the charts tell us in terms of whether Donald Trump's going to change his mind and want to get the market pumping again, because he's going to make more money getting the market up and then knock it back down on the way? Like, I do just wonder if for the rest of Trump's presidency now, the markets are just going to be all over the place because it's just going up and down based on him, you know, manipulating it how he sees fit. And so, yeah, I'm in a bit of a difficult position now with chart analysis, to be honest with you. I don't really know where I stand with it. And don't get me wrong, I've never been someone who would listen to a chart analyst and just take what they say as gospel. You know, I've always been someone who can share what a analyst says, whether good or bad, because I just like to be transparent. I just show you what the analysts are saying, and then you guys can make your own decision as to whether you want to follow that or not, right? That's up to you. But at this point, it's kind of like, I would never put my whole, you know, thought process on one analyst's decision, because you can look at one analyst who might be a bit more conservative, where we've got another analyst who's a bit more, you know, on their convictions of whether it's up or down. And you can get some analysts who are more bearish, whereas another analyst is more bullish. And some are right, some are wrong. And I've seen, you know, analysts like Blockchain Backer, I've seen him be right, I've seen him be wrong. Same with Credible Crypto, I've seen him be right, I've seen him be wrong. So I've never been someone who will just take stock in everything that they say. But at this point, when people say the charts are looking good, it's like, yeah, okay, the charts are looking good, but for how long? Like, all it takes is a Trump tweet and that's it. It's game over. We don't know what's going to happen after that. So I will just say at this point, look, the analysts that I do follow, except for the Blockchain Backer, are all basically saying, yeah, we're all good here. Like, everything's fine. Everything's still in play. It's, you know, everything's great. I don't know where I stand. Like, and this is where I come to you guys just as an honest person, leveling with you guys, sharing my thoughts, because this is what I've always told you guys. I'm just one of you. I'm an investor like you guys. I'm just being honest in saying I don't know what to believe at this point. I don't know if I should still take chart analysis in, like if I should really even listen to it anymore, or if I should just say, hey, let's just see what happens. Because it, you know, this whole tweet stuff with Trump, it's crazy. It's just crazy how much it can move the markets. And, you know, if the exchanges are getting involved too, because they're wiping books and stuff to get out leverage and stuff, so they don't, you know, end up in financial ruin. It's just like, it's just one big game, right? And it's just like, I'm glad I don't do leverage because that protects me from all that. But it's like, how can we have a bull run if we've got someone who can just keep changing the markets with a tweet? It's just insanity. So, yeah, like, I'm here to say with this, look, this is what the analyst is saying. I haven't bothered reading it, and that's just because I'm at a point now where, like, I'm kind of just seeing where things go. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of playing things more by ear. But you can get the gist here, right? I haven't got to read it out to tell you, you know, what this analyst is thinking. It's saying that something good is coming for XRP. So that's the gist of it. And whether you want to take that in as gospel or not, that's completely up to you. As I say, my stance at the moment is I just don't know. I don't know what to believe at this point, right? I don't know what to take in. And as I say, if there is anyone out there who is a chart analyst, I'm hoping my friend will drop a comment on this video like, feel free to like let me know, because it could be that you could explain something to me that just completely makes sense of all this, and then I could be like, oh, okay, I get it now. But I don't know what to take in, right? Like, I'm really at a point of like, I'll still watch, you know, blockchain backers content and credible crypto. I'll still kind of like listen to what they say, because I don't want to just rule out their things altogether now, because they could say something that's accurate. But I just don't know whether to believe it or not, because I just wonder like if Trump could just come and change their whole thesis, right? Because it's not to say that they could be wrong. It could be that either one of those analysts make a right call, but then Trump comes and changes that because he wants to manipulate the market again. And then we're back to square one. Do you see what I mean? So it's not to say that these chart analysts couldn't be reading the chart, right. It could be that they've got the right analysis, but that can be changed. It can be manipulated, right? Because this is what I meant earlier when I was saying about people acting like this crash wasn't organic. Like, there's been people saying, well, why is October been so bad? People have been saying, like, why has October been so bad? It's meant to be October. And it's like, there was a manipulated crash. Like, what do you mean? Like, how are we meant to be going up when you've got someone who's just completely crashed the market and these exchanges, and we've had the worst liquidation event ever? And it's like, people are just overlooking that, like, the liquidation was like a natural thing. And it's like, well, why is it not going up? It's like, yeah, because it was manipulated. Like, they destroyed the whole chart. You know what I mean? Like, they really just destroyed the market. So yeah, we're not going to have an October this month now, because it's been manipulated and ruined. And it's like, people are just ignoring that. And it's like, why are people not acknowledging what happened here? Why are people acting like this was a normal thing? It absolutely wasn't a normal thing. So yeah, I'll leave it there, because obviously I guess I'm at this point just rambling, but I don't know what to believe. I will just be honest with you guys, and that's what I want my channel to be. Like, I don't want to act like I'm this like guru or something who knows all the answers. I don't. I'm here to talk with you guys, and I'm with you guys. Like, I'm a holder with you guys. So I just kind of share my thoughts. And yes, I've got research on XRP and HBAR, but I am still just an investor like you guys. So I don't have all the answers. So I just come to you guys just leveling with you and just saying, hey, I don't know what to say from here at this point. Like, I'd say it's probably worth still listening to analysts, because at least they can read charts, and that is a skill. But whether that's impacted just by a Trump tweet, like, yeah, that's possible, right? Like, that's the way it feels anyway. So yeah, we'll see how things go. But as you can see, this analyst is positive. So, you know, we'll just see how things go. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.